Every believer, at one point or another, comes up against a situation where only an undeniable act of God can lead them safely out. Throughout Scripture, we witness God's amazing acts and many miracles. But with all the miracles of the Bible, the Exodus from Egypt is the one that most defines God's redemptive plan. In Exodus chapter 14, after God delivered the Israelites out of slavery, they headed towards the Promised Land. Then the Pharaoh changed his mind and sent 600 of his fastest chariots and most skilled warriors to recapture them. The Israelites found themselves on the verge of being brought back into slavery or even killed. With the sea in front of them and an army behind, they felt hopeless and trapped. Then Moses held up his staff and the waters parted, and the people of Israel walked through the sea on dry ground. Imagine being there with 20 feet of water on each side, knowing that at any moment the walls could collapse. Mothers holding on to their babies for dear life, people carrying the elderly, fathers holding their children's hands, running as fast as they could. I'm sure there was a lot of confusion, people scared and panicking, worried if the walls of water would fall. But they moved on in faith. When they finally made it through to the other side, they started rejoicing, giving God praise. The people feared the Lord and put their trust in Him and Moses, His servant. When you are in the middle of God's plan, sometimes life can feel chaotic. The circumstances may not be calm and reassuring. Like today, a lot of people are fearful. The economy is taking a nosedive. It's easy to feel anxious and worried, not able to sleep at night. But God is saying, "Be still and know that I am God." Those walls of water may look scary, but He will take you through. He's the one holding up the walls of water. He's the one pushing back the darkness. The Most High is keeping the trouble from defeating you. Current events may look frightening. The circumstances might seem overwhelming, but stay in peace. You're in the middle of God's plan. Yes, the winds are strong. The opposition is bigger than anything you've faced. But it's not a surprise to God. He's not going to allow the water to collapse. He's going to take you safely through to the other side. First class crossing. What's interesting is how God brought the Israelites through. He could have sent them a boat allowing them to cross in comfort, secure, without any fear. But God doesn't always bring us through the most comfortable way. Where there is no opposition, no reason to live worried or afraid. He will put us in a situation where we have no option but to trust Him. Faith is about trusting Him between the walls of water, being in peace when others are in panic, staying calm when you don't know how it's going to work out. Right now, we are all dealing with an invisible enemy. We could live worried, thinking, what if I can't go to work? What if I get sick? I'm worried about my children. If you're thinking in this way, come back to a place of peace. Yes, there is uncertainty. We don't know what the future holds, but we do know who holds the future. You can't see it, but God is holding up the walls of water, keeping you from harm. Like the Israelites, each one of us has a destiny to fulfill. In Exodus chapter 14, verses 13 through 14, Moses answered the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." We must trust that God not only knows our situation, but knows the outcome. Occasionally, He wants us in a position where we have no way out, no solution, no option, no chance but to trust in Him. As frightening as it is, most miracles only come when we need a miracle. When God has us entrenched in a Red Sea moment, it requires much prayer, much faith, and much trust. Our deliverance is not going to come quickly or easily, but it will come in such a way to glorify God. It will become a moment that sustains you through a lifetime of pain and a moment that you can celebrate again and again. It's okay to be afraid, but not okay to let that fear overtake your faith.